We have the exhaust cam here. Notice there's the arrow with the number 1, the arrow with the number 2, and the arrow with the number 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift the cam shim. Actually, I'm going to take all these papers out of the spark plug holes now that the shims are in. We're not going to risk dropping anything down. We may put them back when we do the top caps, but right now I think we're okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the chain up, and we're going to keep it, the tension on the chain. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find, there's 2 marks. There's a green mark here and a green mark here. There's 12 teeth or 12 pins in between the 2 marks. What we're going to do now is align the number 1 mark parallel to the edge of the case. And we're going to get the flashlight so we can see what's going on here. Okay, looks like we're going to try to go another notch. Okay. This is the tricky part. You want to make sure that that number 1 arrow is right at that line. You don't want to be a tooth off. So that is not correct. So we want the arrow of 2 to be next to the green mark. So we have to go 1 tooth back. So we're going to reposition the cam again here. I don't think I have it quite right. This is really the tough part. You have to make sure this is exactly in the right spot with the chain taut on the leading edge of the engine. Notice the number 1 in the arrow is parallel to the top of the head, and then we have this hole right here, and from this hole there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the arrow is just right at the pin next to the green line. So the exhaust cam is properly been installed. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a zip tie and we're going to tie this together right here so the chain isn't going to slip when we put the intake cam in. I have the cams in. Notice there's a little bit of slop here. There is 12 pins between the 2 with the marks, but the reason why there's slack here, because if I try to rotate this cam, the intake cam, this way, it starts to come up on the lobes. So we don't want to bolt the caps down when the cams are up on the lobe. So we're going to attempt to tighten the caps down, And then what I'm hoping is going to happen as we tighten the cams down, it's going to straighten this out to where this is vertical and of course this is vertical. So we're going to try that. If that doesn't work, then we're going to start over from the beginning, but I'm going to give this a shot. What we have is this diagram right here is the bolt tightening sequence. So you have to make sure you tighten these in this order a little bit at a time. If at any time the bolts become too tight to turn, you do not want to continue because you'll crack the cam. So we're going to go very gently. We're going to start tightening these according to the bolt order here, and we're going to see if everything seats down fine. If not, we're going to pull everything back apart again, make sure we get everything right. We're going to start tightening the cam caps in the proper order. So 1, 2, 2, here's 3 and 4. We have 5, 6, we have 7, 8, then we have 9, and 10, and then we have 11, and 12, then we have 13, and 14, and then we have 15, then we have 16, and then 17. Some of these bolts have 2 sets of numbers, so they get tightened twice. And if these center 4 right here have 2 sets of numbers. And then 19 and 20. And we have 21, and we have 23. Again, this is another one that has 2 numbers. Then we have 25. And 26. Okay, so we've gone through all 26 bolts. Now we can start repeating from 1 and 2 again. And 25 and 26. There's the second pass through, and I can still see some gaps on the cam caps, so we're going to go back through and do another pass now, but I think you get the idea. I'm going to do the rest off camera.